Beautiful. Here we are, everyone. Thank you so much. SpeakuP Monday. We're here every Monday at Tropical Nomad. Tonight, I have a fantastic guest, our brother Frankie, but which we're going to speak a little bit more about, coming up very soon. But just to remind you, so we have a studio audience. So each week, when you join our special event list, if there is, an episode that particularly speaks to you, what we always recommend is feel the pull on the heartstring and come in person, because more than likely, not only the guests can provide great value to you, but the people which are attracted by the topic and the guests. So I've had friends here that have basically met business partners and other strategic partnerships just through coming here. I won't mention his name, otherwise he'll probably ask me not to later on. But several people use this as a networking tool because it's effective networking, because you end up meeting the right people for you and where you are at, right? So let's talk a little bit about tonight's show. I've got a little bit of paper to read. So as you know, we're talking about travel and tourism in Indonesia, and this is a focus on ORA Group, of which Frankie is the general manager, which we're going to get into a little bit more in a minute. And tonight, thanks to ORA Group, we have a wonderful giveaway, which is an exotic island getaway for 2 people at Gili Meno, right? And if you haven't been to Gili Meno, beautiful property, exotic island escape, all the things you expect, from like a postcard, exotic island escape, relaxation, the closeness to the water. It feels like a private enclave, just how it is. And it's just very well presented and very well kept, with a really nice heart and spirit and soul from all of the staff.
Yes.
Right? So, look, I've got more to go, but I just want to say thank you, Frankie, for agreeing to be on the show tonight.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you for having me. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. And look, so because you won't, I am, right? I'm going to give you a bit of background on Frankie, right? So Frankie is a distinguished general manager with an impressive international portfolio in the travel, tourism, and medical. Didn't know that one, did you? And medical industries. Her eyes just went up like that, right? Because she has got a medical venture, which she'll tell you about, health and wellness, quantum venture. There you go. Now, Frankie's vast experiences range from co-owner and director of Shambhala Expedition International to GM and management roles with luxury brands like Amanpulo Resort in the Philippines, like Amanwara Resort and Petit St. Vincent Resort in the Grenadines, for those of you who know what the Grenadines are, amongst others. And currently Frankie leads ORA Group, overseeing ORA Villas. Gili Meno is one of them. We also have ORA Avia Villas, which is in Ceningan, overlooking the Blue Lagoon, which is Cliff Club as well. And as I mentioned, today we're talking about a giveaway to Gili Meno. And look, the takeaways from today's show is about the magic of travel, especially here in Indonesia, leveraging a little bit on Frankie's wonderful experience about managing resorts and how he curates luxury and budget travel experiences. And we have a spotlight, as I mentioned, on Gili Meno, and which again, you can see these wonderful images behind us if you're wondering what they are. They're the 3 venues that we spoke about before. And also, the future of travel and tourism here in Indonesia. So just before we get started, I called it that time. My name is Robert Ian Bonnick. As you know, the host and founder here at SpeakuP Monday, Destination Indonesia, and also known as the gateway to Indonesia for foreign companies and domestic companies, large and very large, but medium to large, that want to expand into Indonesia. So let's get this started. Frankie, as I've already welcomed you to the show, maybe what would be nice to hear, because we always love about the human element, right? And again, I met you, a while ago, beautiful man from Flores. And so maybe give us a bit of background, because as we were saying before, the hospitality industry, when done well, it needs a certain kind of person, right? And I think we can all agree upon that some of us are cut out for it and some of us are not, right? So maybe take us through, kind of your beginnings and what attracted you in the first place to this hospitality, travel, tourism industry here in Indonesia.
Thank you again. First of all, thank you for attending. Thank you for coming. I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Frankie, as Robert mentioned. I come from Rendu, Nagekeo, Flores, but I'm living in Lombok for over 30 years. I moved from Flores to Lombok in 1993 when I started my hotel school in Lombok. And in the term of career path, I used to work for Aman Resort. It's a high luxury resort in Moyo Island in Philippines and as well as in China. Then I used to work for Accor Group as well, Novotel in Lombok. Maybe anyone know Bakuta Lombok. Then I moved to Caribbean. In St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You mentioned about what do you call? Barbados, really. You talked to Robert about Barbados. So I working for 4 years in St. Vincent and Grenadines. It's a nice country, beautiful country. And back to Indonesia, me and my friend opened a luxury travel industry during the pandemic for over 2 years, but due to the limited access and strict regulation, the business is not run quite well. Then I moved to Jakarta, worked at the Women's and Children's Clinic and Hospital in Jakarta. Then July last year, I joined ORA Group. Just July, and currently I'm managing 3 property, ORA Villas Gili Meno, which is we will talk a little bit more later on, and Avia Blue Lagoon and Cliff Club Blue Lagoon in Nusa Ceningan. So yeah, that's it.
And nice intro. Thank you for filling in some of the gaps, my brother.
But one more thing, what I like about this episode is a 444. 444 is for me is the powerful message of love, support, and guidance from the angels.
Yeah.
And 4 is symbol of stability.
Yep.
Symbol of stability, security, and strong foundation.
Yeah.
So I love this episode. Thank you, Rob.
My brother.
It's great. I'm so happy.
Round of applause for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I also remember that.
You might get a lot of laughing tonight. So if you make no sense of this episode, but you feel the vibe, that's good.
Yeah.
So look, so what attracted you to the tourism industry? I mean, again, I know you to be, a heart-led person, right? But yeah, so maybe kind of as you were growing up as a kid in Flores, what made you say, hey, you know what? I want to look at this career in hospitality, in tourism, in travel. Was there any experiences that kind of pushed you on that direction? Now, when you look back, you can kind of say, well, actually, that experience there was probably the one that helped to push me in this direction. If that's the case, which experiences when you were younger would you say had a strong impact on you?
Yeah. So when I passed my senior high school, my father would like me to be a journalist. But I said, no, journalist is not my passion. And during that time in my village, in Lari, in Flores, no one speak English at all. And then one day there's a tourist pass our village and no one talked to the tourist itself. So I said, I want to learn English. And one day I want to I will serve people, helping people when come to the village or come to the tourism destination. Then I decided myself, okay, I have to go for hotel school to continue build up my career.
Like the thing about the show is there's 3 things that underpin it. I would say 4, but okay. It's 3. One is unity and diversity, which is the motto of Indonesia. The other one is people inspire people. Yeah. And then the third one is entrepreneurship and social impact. So the interesting part, again, I'm kind of hearing is that, it was almost like this kind of heartfelt, there are people coming through, but no one can communicate with them. Yeah. I'm going to go and learn English so I can communicate with them, right? So that kind of shows me a little bit of a pioneering kind of spirit. So just before we get to the travel aspect of this, so if you have this pioneering spirit, where do you think that came from?
For me, it's come from the passion, how to help people from the heart. Because when come to the service, it's not only we do something to fulfill their need, but also have to come from here and here to make people like feel like it, people enjoy it, and people have engagement with us.
Got it. And last question on this. So, if there was a value, right, that your parents passed on to you, that you think, you know what, that value was the one that really helped me to become successful in what I'm doing, which value would that be? And which one, mum or dad, who instilled it in you?
My dad. Yeah, my dad is give me very strong value in my life. Yeah.
And which value comes out the strongest that he passed on to you?
Passion.
Yeah.
Passion. Yeah. And focus. So when we do everything in life, we have to do focus. So we will talk a little bit more like you call 5F or 5 Frankie talked before, which is I always share to my staff, to my fellows, even to my children as well about this 5F.
Now they're thinking about it. I'm trying to remember them. The 5Fs. Give it to us. Come on.
Okay. So in my working style or in my management style, I implemented 5F. I share to anyone, to my staff, to my friend. F number 1 is focus. When we do anything, we have to focus. When you drive, you have to be focused, otherwise you have an accident. When you study, you have to focus. And number 2 is follow the regulation. Any organization, even in your family, there is a regulation that you have to follow. Number 3 is family. So family is very important in the organization as well. I told to my staff, we have to treat our guests like a family. When they come, call them by name. When they have like a birthday, we do surprise them. So make them come back, because tourism is about the sustainability. Number 4 is fun. When we walk, we have to fun. We have to enjoy it. And number 5 is friendly. We're working in the hospitality industry. We have to be friendly. Yeah. And friendly have to come from here, like you always mention. Have to come from here. Man. Yeah. So there's a 5F.
Love it, brother. And look, so from the 5Fs, and I love the way that you mentioned, that the team adopt, understand what these values are, right? And then, so maybe that leads us into the team, which is the ORA group. So maybe just explain to people here, what is the ORA group? Who are they? Why they exist? What they're aiming to do?
I joined July last year. Actually, ORA is under Tamora, under umbrella of Tamora. So when I joined, I just only managed ORA Villas Gili Meno. Used to be Avia Gili Meno. So then we call ORA. ORA is taken from Tamora, and word of Tamora. And from what I like about ORA is with ORA, I can expand everything in related to the hotel industry. For example, ORA, I give them a value. I share core value of ORA. O mean optimism. So we have to optimize. R is responsibility. So I want the staff have to be responsible on what they're doing. And A is achievement. So, and from this ORA core value as well, I transfer into the ORA we call some other company called SOP. But ORA, I said no SOP. We use ORA, which is operation, regulation, and application. So we have to do something out of the box or different from what other always doing. Yeah. So these are the things that I tell the staff to live with it. Optimism, responsibility, and achievement in their life.
Man, powerful. And I mean, just looking at people here, so just a quick raise their hands. So interested to know, so who here has been, by the way, I've been here for 7 years, I think it was. I think up until last I'm laughing. I know what comes next. So 7 years or more. My wife is Indonesian from Jakarta, as many of you know already, and it was our 2 kids. But anyway, here it is. So up until last year, I hadn't been to Nusa. The only Nusa I'd been to, I told you earlier on, was Nusa Dua. It was the only Nusa, which everyone is laughing because it's in Bali. Like you don't go and it's still on the land. Like, you can still get on your bike and get there.
Yeah.
So I hadn't been to Nusa Ceningan, Lembongan, Gili, this one, that one.
Yeah.
So look. There's no shame in it, people, right? So raise of hands, right? Who has been to the Gilis? Any one of those islands, raise your hand. So Gili Meno, Gili T, Gili Air, Trawangan, 3. Okay, so that, I love you. You're like the hands kind of halfway up. So that's why you came tonight. It's like, I want to go there. I like that. Okay, cool. So how many people here have been to Nusa Lembongan? Yeah? Okay, good. Ceningan. Nusa Ceningan. Ceningan. Okay, interesting, right? Because honestly, all the years I've been here, it's like, what? So what is the attraction about Gili Meno, or the Gilis themselves? Because again, you're Flores, Lombok.
Yeah.
So if people here haven't been, which they haven't, why would they go there?
There is a 3 Gili. It's under West Nusa Tenggara. It's more to the north part of Lombok. Gili Trawangan, which is the biggest one. In the middle one is Gili Meno, and Gili Air is more to the east part of Gili. I may say why we go to Gili Meno, because number 1 is the location itself. Gili Meno is in the middle of 3 Gilis. It's easy to go Gili Trawangan and easy to go to Gili Air. Number 2, many of the people who coming from Gili Meno, Gili Air and Gili Trawangan, they go snorkeling, diving activity in near Gili Meno. While us, our guests, just few steps, you are on the beach. And in front of our villas, there is like a turtle spot. You know, in the morning, you're having your breakfast, you see turtles swim up and down. It's so beautiful. And the sunset from our place is amazing. And the activity, you know, snorkeling, diving, horse riding around the island, even walk around the island, because the island is like 150,000 square meter, and around the island is only 4 kilometers. Like walk around the island 1.5 hours maximum. So it's so beautiful, and all around the island is white sandy beach. And if you go to the mainland, it's only like take 10 minutes to the mainland to see Lombok, for example. Lombok is beautiful. So we're so pleased to have property in Gili Meno. So please come to Gili Meno to see us.
Yeah. And then, so the other 2, maybe a quick brief description. So Gili Trawangan, thank you very much. The pronunciations here. I need like a separate lesson, how to pronounce. Really? Yes. Thank you, my darling. Next week you're on the show, right? So like what I heard about Gili T is that it's mainly it's obviously beautiful, but it's more of a party vibe,
Island,
right? So maybe if you can expand upon that a little bit, and then why go to Gili Air after that? Okay.
So Gili Trawangan we call Party Island because it's so crowded, mostly party. I'm sorry to say, like many backpackers staying there, which is like a middle low stay there. But the island is beautiful. If you go to party, then you go to Gili Trawangan. Then if you want to rest, you go to Gili Meno after the party, And the Trawangan is big island. It's a really huge island. But the good things about 3 Gilis is no motorized vehicles.
Yeah.
So you use horse car, you bicycle, and now it's for electric bike, for example. Electric bike, scooter.
Oh, got it.
Trawangan is the busiest, and then Gili Air is less busy or less crowded than Gili Trawangan. Yeah. So, but Gili Air, also beautiful, but people who living in or staying in Gili Air, they come and snorkeling or diving in near Gili Meno. Yeah, so yeah, and the distance between 3 Gilis is like 5 minutes on a fast boat. It's not that far.
All right, so we've got Gilis. There are 3. I'm going to pronounce it again. Come on.
Yeah,
Meno and Air. Got to practice that again. And so, as you mentioned, Gili T, more of the party island. Gili Air is relaxed also. Gili Meno in the middle of the two. And you're saying that, for those people who want to relax, obviously Gili Meno, you're also saying that, you have a beautiful, surrounded by white sandy beaches. The proximity to the ocean, very, very, very close, which is great. And then also the flora and fauna. Yeah. So the animals and the plants within the ocean attracts a lot of people to snorkel, to scuba dive, and so on. So it really is a kind of exotic kind of island escape, right? Just so I know people haven't been there. I know you can imagine what it's like, but it's also good to hear it in words and see it in pictures, right? Okay, good. All right. So what else do you think could be interesting for people to know about these areas, or what makes Meno special for you?
Meno is the local community try to keep Gili Meno simple for relaxing. That's why it's no party there. The music probably until maximum 10 o'clock and then you're quiet. And there also a lake in Gili Meno. It's a small island, but it's a saltwater lake as well on the island itself. Yeah. And the character of people in Gili Meno is different from 2 other Gilis. It's just people more like friendly, see you on the street, they greet and like to talk to you and like to interact with you. So this is the character of Gili Meno.
So I'm getting the vibe of, very laid back, close connection between locals and you, the guest, and a warmth and a friendliness that is, which they don't really want to develop or expand in a direction maybe where Bali's going in some areas. Okay, all right. So a few more questions here, and then we're going to go to you. So thoughts on the tourism industry. So because your background, again, what I like about it is that, a while ago, someone said one thing to me and it kind of stuck with me and it keeps coming back up. Everywhere has something, but nowhere has everything. Right? So everywhere has something, but nowhere has everything. So what I like about what you bring to the table is that, you've not only been born here in Indonesia, but then you've also had experiences at a high level and all sorts of levels, but overseas as well. So you've seen tourism industry in some very well-developed tourism spots. My parents are from Jamaica, the West Indies, not far from the Grenadines, right? So I have an understanding of that. So this question then is, number one is, compared to what you've seen, where would you put the tourism industry in Indonesia? Now that can be general, or it can relate more towards, the Gilis. That choice is yours. And then the second part to it would be, where do you think it can be improved? All right, so the first question is, where is it now in the context of your experience? And then the second part of that question is, what can be improved in the sense that you've done the luxury in different islands, different places in the world, and now you're here as well. So how would you answer those two questions?
Tourism in Indonesia, I think Indonesia has 17,000 islands, which is a lot of potential. I have 5 things that probably in the future the government or collaborate with a private company to improve, to make the tourism better. Number 1 is need to identify the tourism destination itself. It's so many islands in Indonesia which is so beautiful. Many people not only, but most people know about Bali and Jakarta. Yeah, it's still Sulawesi, Tanah Toraja, Flores, and many other places in Indonesia which is have a potential to develop. And number 2 is target market. If we identify our tourism destination, then what market we want to bring, because we need to also tourists have many different segments, high, medium, and low. And then creating the strategic, how we improve, how we make the tourism is better in the future. And then we need to also preventing all the nature as well, because some area is litter everywhere, it's not protected well, which is, for me, we need to work on it. And also for safety as well. If you hear in the news, is so many people is die because of accident, like cliff happened recently in Nusa Penida, for example. I remember when I was in the Caribbean, the snorkeling spot is they protect it. So like a snorkeling spot in the middle, they have a line around the spot itself, so the boat is cannot coming in. But here, like, people snorkeling and suddenly boat just there passing in and out is very dangerous. So, but this need to be collaborate between the government and all the community. It's not only the government itself, but also involve the community. Yeah.
One thing which I want to quickly say. So Guzman or Hadis, if we can make sure Dia signs in, right? Make sure you're part of this wonderful giveaway. So this was one thing so we worked with Sandiaga Uno.
Yeah.
Who's now the former tourism minister of the Republic of Indonesia, and that was at Purianya Kerambatan, which is in Tabanan, favorite area in Bali. Just to give it a quick plug. And it was an event where we brought some foreign investors to a special meeting, but also it was the first time that he'd been to Tabanan, so it turned into this huge thing, which that wasn't the plan in the beginning. But here we go, working with a king called Erawan, who's been on the show, of Kerambatan, Purianya Kerambatan. Now, one thing that came out of not that conversation, but another one not too dissimilar to it. I say this every week for people, but the audience changes, so I think it's important that we say it again. So as Frankie said, you're in a nation, 17,000 plus islands. Yeah. That already is okay. Now check this one out, almost 300 million people. Okay. Now this one, 700 plus cultures, 500 plus languages. Yeah, that's what I thought. The average age is 27. So when you start to get these sorts of numbers and these sorts of facts, then you can kind of understand that you could travel here and never see everywhere, right? So it's phenomenal. And obviously the largest archipelago in the world, second longest coastline behind Canada, and there's so much more, right? So the conversation that we had was, as a tourism minister, you have a lot of people basically saying, help us to promote what we do in this particular region. Now, the difficulty is then, how do you get, number one, how do you get everywhere? Yeah. Number one. Yeah. Number two, then how do you set things up in such a way that the places that you get to, there's some kind of route of tourism going down that can be developed when you're no longer there. Yeah. Right? So we came up with this, and this was an idea that, look, if perhaps you go to Aceh, I'm not sure if anyone has been to Aceh here, very Muslim, very devout. So what does Aceh stand for? You could say, could that be Muslim tourism? Yeah. So therefore, if you look at Indonesia on a map, you say, I want to experience this, then Aceh. Yeah. So the one thing that is focused upon in there is Muslim tourism. Maybe if you go to Bandung, and Bandung has wonderful food and incredible architecture. So maybe with Bandung, you say, right, the one thing we're going to focus on is architecture or food, you choose, right? But we're going to focus on that. Now, everything else will still exist, but from the standpoint of tourism and marketing, there's one thing that you can promote in each region. And then that way you make a more cohesive model that can be promoted, right? Now, this was, his name is Dr. You okay? Dr. Subowo Musa. He's the head of the MBA program at the oldest international university in Indonesia called Swiss German University. So when we talk about tourism, and you've been around the world and you've worked at a very high level, you know, a plan like that, marketing one aspect of tourism for each kind of region to then make it easier as a whole to market Indonesia to the world. What comes up, number one, what comes up for you? And then number two, is there any way that you would maybe optimize that, or maybe you see it in a different way?
To develop a tourism, I think what we need to do is to improve the infrastructure as well. If you see infrastructure, if you go to one of the Nusa, for example, the road is really bad. Some of the area in Gili, for example, the road, the supporting infrastructure as well, like, you know, the toilet in the harbor, for example. I mean, tourism is about cleanliness, about services. Number two is a development. Development, I think, is too centralized. Need to spread, spread to like many other part of Indonesia. Sulawesi to east part of Timor, Aceh, Sumatra, and so many islands. So development we need to improve as well. Accessibility. Some area is very beautiful, but the access is very difficult. People, it's difficult to go to find a beautiful place, and sometimes they stuck. They have a problem because it's not enough access. And the other thing need to do is also collaboration of promotion among the province. I think now it's like each province, they just promote by themselves. I think the government in general need to collaborate to each of the province or governor to promote Indonesian. What is strong for Bali? What is strong tourism for Lombok, for example? Lombok, for example, many people said you can see Bali in Lombok, but you cannot see Lombok in Bali, for example. Yeah. So this need to be, more aggressively. And also many people say that you can see, if you go to Lombok, you see like Bali 25 years ago. So these things, and now it's moved more to east part of Indonesia. Now Labuan Bajo is start to build up. I come from the island called Flores. Flores means flowers, no? And in Flores itself, maybe of a 50 local language, which is we don't understand each other. So this is
50 local languages.
50 local languages. Yeah. And like rice field, like in my place, rice field is so beautiful. Yeah. And then dive and snorkeling as well. But the access is so difficult for people to go there. So therefore, development, infrastructure, and promotion need to be, focused on.
Thank you. Just to the audience now, right? So, and just shout it out, and then give me a time and I can repeat it so everyone can hear. So, what I'd love you to do is to name for me your favorite destination in Indonesia. Okay? If you haven't got one and you want to say Bali, it's okay, just to say Bali, right? But try and find somewhere else, all right? Especially the Indonesian brothers and sisters who I see in this room, you know what I'm talking about, right? Okay. Again, like, for example, for me, I would love to see Borobudur. right?
Yeah.
There's something about that place that just, you know, obviously one of the largest statues in the world, but it just pulls me, right? Me and our kids were going to go there eventually. But so we start with you, Dia, right? And my darling, you're welcome to join us. Grab a seat over here. You can join, up to you. Win a holiday if you can. So it's okay. So Sister Dia, your favorite place in Indonesia, go.
Yogyakarta, same like
Yogyakarta.
I already been to Borobudur, Prambanan, Parangtritis, Parangkusumo.
Oh, microphone. Thank you. Sorry, we got a mic. I keep forgetting. I'm sorry. We have a microphone. Poor girl screaming at the top of the lungs.
Yogyakarta,
That guy's mean.
Very, very beautiful place. Yogyakarta, Candi Borobudur, Borobudur Temple, Prambanan Temple, the beaches, Parangkusumo, Parangtritis,
She won't stop.
the
will
mountains.
She? She's still going. Dia's
Gunung
got
Kidul.
everywhere. I want your list.
Yeah.
Right? She's never
Put on your
everywhere.
bucket list.
Listen,
The
you're here
culinary-
next week.
Yeah, the culinary Gudeg Jogja,
Jogja.
and the people, the art, and Jogja is known for a city of education.
Yeah.
Because a lot of university there.
Dia, come on, you're my sister, but each time you speak, I learn something more about you, and I'm even more impressed. So look, real quick, just quickly tell people what you do. Just quickly, go do it. Tell them what you do.
In Yogyakarta.
No, here.
Oh, okay. So I'm here. I want to connect, and also I want to know more updates about maybe Bali and a lot of new information about Bali because I'm learning about finance now. I'm an insurance planner, but I just want to expand my knowledge also from other parts, not just finance. So I'm so excited to come if I don't have any schedule Monday afternoon to come here.
And
Yeah.
where were you born, darling?
I was born in Klungkung Regency, so it's
There you
East Bali.
go.
East Bali.
Klungkung.
Yeah.
The King
yeah.
of Kings is in Klungkung.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, my darling. Please pass the microphone. Yeah, to your left. So you maybe you don't need to go so deep. So deep. Dear went deep, right? Maybe not so deep. So maybe if the top three, if you can limit it, or if you want to do five, that's okay. You came early. Your top three favorite destinations in Indonesia.
Jogja as well,
Yogyakarta.
Yeah.
because I studied there for university. So I stayed there for like 3 years.
A little bit closer to your mouth.
3
the mic.
years,
Okay. So number one, Yogyakarta. Number two,
Jakarta. Number 2 is Bali, of course.
Bali. All right. Anywhere in particular in Bali?
I'm more like
Tabanan.
Tabanan.
Okay. Another one,
Tabanan.
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 Yeah,
Tabanan.
Tabanan.
Okay.
Like I won't say Canggu. No.
Okay. Oh, she better pass the mic. The police are coming. All right. So one other spot.
Okay.
If you have-
Maybe Surabaya for the
Surabaya.
food.
Surabaya.
Thank you very much. Please pass the mic. Thank you so much. Please pass. So top three places in Indonesia. What would they be?
Is Raja Ampat.
Raja
Yeah.
Ampat.
Yeah, that's one of the best destinations that I wanted to go in. And then
Close to you, the mic. Close to you. Microphone.
oh yeah. And then also Gili Trawangan.
Gili Meno.
Yeah.
Party girl. I never said
Yeah.
that. I did not say that. I did not say
Party
that.
girl.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah. And then Bali.
Bali.
Bali, yeah.
All right, we're in Bali. Don't say Tabanan, please. Come on. Let's have some variety. Tabanan. I heard Tabanan.
It's more like Nusa Penida.
Yes, Panida.
Fine. You can come back
Yeah.
next week. Fine. All right, next person. Now remember, she's pushing you, nudging you. All right, go on. There's something else. No, you're good?
Yeah,
All right.
I'm good.
All right, so next one, remember, have it ready, okay? So we got to be quick. So,
Nggak di Indonesia.
all right, you can speak for her. That's okay.
Yeah.
You can pass.
Oh, she said like Toba
Closer.
Lake.
Closer.
Toba Lake.
Toba Lake.
Toba
Like
Lake.
Toba.
And then what else?
Bali.
The
Bali.
specific.
Tabanan.
Tabanan.
Nusa Dua.
Nusa Dua.
Nusa Dua.
Thank you very much, my dear.
Yeah.
Thank you. So pass the mic to you, my dear. Yeah. Okay. So 3 places. Let's go quick, people.
Wakatobi.
Oh, Wakatobi.
Yeah, that's in
Closer.
Sulawesi.
Closer.
It's in Sulawesi. Yeah, and then next one is. I thought it's already closed.
No, we can't hear you. Yeah.
Lombok.
Lombok. Okay.
I like in Singigi.
I come from Singigi. I'm living in Singigi.
Okay, it's
what I
nice
mean?
beaches.
It's a setup.
Connecting
Yes.
people, yeah.
And yeah, Bali. Because I live here, but I love in Pemutaran or Menjangan.
Okay. Thank you very much. Now, do you have 3 favorite spots? Let's go.
Well, I went to Lombok about more than 30 years ago, so I wouldn't mind having a look back because I remember it was beautiful. Yogyakarta because I hear it's beautiful. I have a friend who's living there. Java for the furniture, I think. And I haven't been to the west of Bali or the north. I've been to the north many years ago, but I wouldn't mind going back there. But I love my hood, Pereranan.
Thank you.
Hi, I only know Bali, so I just
That's
tell what I
okay.
really know and not dream about. Nusa Penida, very much so.
Nusa Penida.
And home for me is the north of Bali, or it has been the last 5 years. It's now changing because the property is about to be sold. But that is Bondalam, Tejakula area. So there is it's very sacred to me for many reasons because I run retreats there since 10 years.
Thank you.
And also the west. I really like the west of Bali. The very corner. Yeah,
Love that. Thank you so much. I'm going to pass the mic just over to the... Remember, if you haven't got one, let the mic go past you. It's okay, brother. It will come back some other time. So 3 favorite spots in Indonesia.
I'm really ashamed to say that, but I only know Bali. I just came here yesterday and I know nothing about Indonesia, so I would say Bali for myself and Canggu, this neighborhood, I would say.
All right. Thank you. Pass it on.
I will put Bali in the first place because I live here, and the second one is Banyuwangi actually.
Banyuwangi.
Just because of the pink beach. Do you know the pink beach? Yeah, just the sand is have a pink color. So just for that, and for the culture, I choose Yogyakarta.
Thank you, my brother. Sister.
For me, I will put Bandung first because I was born there.
Okay.
And the second Bali, the third is Yogyakarta.
Yogyakarta is winning over here, just behind you. Yeah.
Hello. I'm from Yogyakarta.
Oh, I knew it.
I've been living
Because
here
she
more
was
than 20
smiling.
years.
She had
I've
this
been
beautiful
living in-
smile back there. I'm like,
yeah,
there's a
I
reason
know
why she's smiling.
everything about Yogyakarta. Is my hometown. I was born there. It's my but not my favorite. But I want to explore more. I went to what is called in Sulawesi Utara diving. Apa? Bunaken, I went in Bunaken and Sukabumi, West Java is good for surfing because I was with my Australian boyfriend. I was there staying in Sukabumi. Third is Bali, of course, and I like Lovina. Lovina for
Okay.
dolphin seeing and everything. But Lombok, I want to go there because I heard something bad about Lombok, the discrimination and then about the value of Islamic or because in Java at the moment it's not the tourism is in Yogyakarta especially is not going up, it's declined because it's impossible there to find a haram drink like alcohol. In some cafe you can find, but you cannot easily find in Indomaret, Alfamart. Impossible. That's why not many tourists from outside
Australia.
Yeah, it's very rare to come to Java compared to Bali. So yeah, this is it. 3. Maybe I will ask you more.
Yes. Thank you for that insight. Appreciated. So, Sebastian?
I would agree with the pink beach. I've never seen pink beaches before, so I really liked it. And I've just found out that they can be found in Lombok and in Komodo, so either one of those. And when I'm in Komodo already, then I would like maybe to see some dragons if that's possible. And for the third thing, obviously, where our project is in Tabanan, so shameless
Tabanan again.
Very shameless self-promotion. That's very fine.
Thank you, Sebastian. So, Jonathan, real fast. They've got 3 spots. If you know, if you don't, pass it on. It's okay.
I'm going to pass it on because
pass it on. Yep, just over here. Yep. And your spots, you've just arrived as well, haven't you?
Yeah, but I was in Pulaway.
Pulaway.
So I'm going to say that it was very pleasant and surprising. Pulaway.
Oh, Pulaway.
Yeah, Pulaway.
Way Island, yeah. Pulaway.
My girlfriend's now in Komodo, so I'd say Komodo. And here, it's been a lifelong dream for me to be in Bali. So,
wonderful.
Yeah, I love Bali.
Thank you very much, my brother. If you pass the microphone back to Guz, give yourself a round of applause, actually. Thank you very much,
Just add on this, but I hear very less people who talking about Flores, and many people talking in Flores is only know Labuan Bajo itself. Yeah. But, if you explore more to east part of Flores, it's so many beautiful place. Culture, for example, traditional village, like in the village called Tutupada, Nunungongo, Lari, it's very, very traditional, which is untouchable, not touched yet. And rice field in the place called Indanga. And Riung as well, is beautiful snorkeling and diving. But again, infrastructure, development, access is very difficult. So, but I'm sure one day when Labuan Bajo is developed more, because Labuan Bajo is like now it's like a prima donna of Flores. Everyone want to go to Labuan Bajo. But then from Labuan Bajo, it will be expand more to east part of Flores itself. Yeah.
So for those of you here in Indonesia will understand that we just had a change of government.
Yeah.
Right? So we have Prabowo and Gibran. Yeah. Jokowi stepped out. So, that's one thing which I think probably would like to get your views upon. What do you feel, might be repeating a little bit, but it's okay. What do you feel the new government could do with respect to tourism? And maybe, I think you said most of it, but just, 1, 2, 3, that would be good. And then, then the next one would be, so you've heard people here tonight talk about their favorite places, here in Indonesia. I would love to know what your favorite place is and why after this. So the first set of question is new government coming in. What would you like to see them do? Maybe if there's 3 things, I would love, and I think I know what they are already, but then just to clear so people get that. And then, the other thing is that what's your favorite place and why?
I think with the new government, Prabowo and Gibran, everyone is very excited, And from his speech, it's very optimistic speech, which is we really love it. And I'm sure tourism also is part of his focus. Yeah, his focus, because he want to have like equal development in all Indonesian. Wow. So that is one of the messages from him. So hopefully we have equal development in terms of, again, access to all of Indonesia, and also the infrastructure as well, all over Indonesia. And he will also continue what Pak Jokowi did it before. Yeah. And my favorite place that I want to see is Raja Ampat, which is, I've been to many different islands in Indonesia. Raja Ampat I want to go. Yeah.
Now,
it's a beautiful place here. I went for snorkeling and diving in Labuan Bajo, but not in Raja Ampat yet. Wow. This is where I want to go in my bucket list.
Love it. Now, questions. If you have any questions, we have time for 3 or 4 questions in about 3 or 4 minutes. So just think about what that question might be. Now, until then, so let's talk a little bit about, so we've got ORA, Gili Meno. Now, I don't think you explained yet what the ORA group does.
Yeah.
So maybe let's go into, what does the ORA group do? Maybe what's coming up in the future. Let's start there, and then we'll get into the other.
Okay, currently we have a 3 property, which is I just already explained in the beginning. If you see from the topic is the magic of travel. We want to exchange the magic of travel. Robert, let me ask you something. If you see the magician do in front of you, what you expression?
Joy, happiness.
Okay. But you will say, wow.
And then the wow.
Wow one. That is what we want. What is ORA want? Wow. So when guests come to our place, we want guests to be wow. Okay. To see Gili Meno, wow, Gili Meno is beautiful. And the wow is not only property itself, but wow on the process of during the staying in our property. Wow aspect, for example, if the guests checking in, we see in their passport their birthday during the staying, we will surprise them, we'll wow them as well. Yeah. Or if any special event or occasion that during the staying with us, we make them wow. And then for future, we already have like a few area in line, which is we want to open, one in Barawa and one in Munduk. So it will be open more ORA in the future, not only in Bali or Lombok, but also all over Indonesia. We go to Sumba, which is new destination, to Alor probably, to Riau. It's so many places. So ORA, I want one day ORA to be like Sheraton, ORA to be like a San Regis or other international hotel brand. So that's why in our ORA value, optimism, responsibility and achievement. So one day, I'm optimist with my staff and my team. We want to bring ORA on the next level of the hotel businesses.
Love it. So let's talk about why some people showed up tonight. Let's be honest, who doesn't want a exotic island escape for 2, all expenses paid? There's a few people here that might want that. So I think we've got 3 giveaways tonight.
Yeah.
So maybe if you explain what those giveaways are, and then a little bit later on we're going to draw them. Okay.
Okay. So giveaway tonight, actually we have 5. 2 more. So 2 voucher of 2 nights staying at Gili Meno or a Villa Gili Meno. For 2 nights, and then 1 voucher for 1 night stay at the Gili Meno, and 1 night stay at the Avia Blue Lagoon Nusa Ceningan. Wow. So and then if you want to book direct to me, I will offer a very, very, very special rate. Very special price. Text me, let me know anytime, anything. Me and our staff will escalate to help whatever we can to make you comfortable, enjoy in our place.
And anyone out there who's in our SpeakuP Monday community or the Tropical Nomad community as well. So if you'd like access to, we were kind of joking around a little bit before. We called it Frankie's special discount. So if you want access to Frankie's special discount, get in touch with us, right? But you probably need to be in the SpeakuP community. If you're not in there, join it today. Yep. Or the Tropical Nomad community, get access to Frankie's special discount. I love that. So please remember that. Also tonight, the people that came in here, make sure that everybody filled out their name, email, and WhatsApp. So then we're going to have then we will draw it a little bit later on. If you haven't filled that out, make sure that you do, right? So you're eligible. So we've got that one as well. Now, so Gili Meno, I'm trying to think if there's anything else before we go to the audience. So is there anything else, that you'd like to say? It's not over, right? But is there anything else that you'd like to say? Maybe, from hearing some of the comments that people were making, about tourism in Indonesia, maybe about the new capital, IKN, that's moving from Jakarta, but obviously that's going to take a little while. But that, the implications for Bali, I think, are amazing because it's directly north, right? Literally Bali's here and the new capital is there, right? So maybe, what comes up in your mind from like a tourism standpoint when you think about those sorts of major infrastructure moves?
You mean like?
So what we've got, because I know my question is a bit like this. So it's like this. So let's focus on the capital.
Yeah.
So it's going to move from Jakarta to IKN, which is more directly above Bali. And I think that elevates Bali. I mean, not that it needed any more elevating, but it will elevate Bali because it's that proximity to the new capital, a place people can come and meet before going there, a place for conventions and so on. So from a tourism perspective, the capital moving, what do you see can happen? What benefits to Bali outside of what I've just said do you see?
I think because Jakarta is more like business city. When talk about business, people go to Bali. But when people want to relaxing or people want to enjoy or want to chill out, people want to come to Bali or other places. And the access between Bali and Kalimantan, I think will be very good in the future. Because it's a good collaboration. Bali is like business and tourism, and Kalimantan is more like office and because a new capital in Kalimantan is like we call green city. People really want to go and see how is the Indonesian capitals develop, which is very interesting.
Got it. And then last question. Remember, if you have any questions, about 1 minute, you'll have the opportunity to ask. So we had a wonderful lady on the show, I think maybe 6-7 weeks ago. Now she was talking about Maluku. Yeah. So this whole eastern aspect of Indonesia, which some, depending where you're from, feel that maybe it's not been forgotten, but most of the development is happening in the west. Yeah. And in the east, there's room. Yeah. And maybe, so what's your view on the east of Indonesia, the opportunities, where is it at, and where can you see it can possibly go?
Is Indonesia now tourism is starting to growing compared than before during like 10 years during Pak Jokowi as a president. So the development is not only centralized in Java or Bali, but now it's start to expand in east part of Indonesia, like Maluku, Tanah Toraja, Raja Ampat start to popular since last few years, and I think with new capital also is access not only close to, it's like right in the middle, no? It's easy to go to Sulawesi, to east part of Indonesia. Yeah. But again, we have to start from infrastructure first and the development of that area as well to get the people easy access to some part of tourism destination in east part of Indonesia.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you, my brother. Now, questions. If you have any questions, yes. So these mics, remember, well, you've tried them already, so you know how they work, right? Yeah, that's a little one there. Try that one at home.
Hello.
You're on.
Hi.
Hi.
So firstly, I love the fact that I've just found out there's 17,000 islands in Indonesia.
Yeah.
That's a pub quiz win for me. I'm going to win some points with that. The second one is, so I'm living in Thailand at the moment, and I wanted to get your thoughts on like the digital nomad community, because in Thailand they just released a new visa where you can get 5 years in Thailand. If you can prove that you're either a digital nomad or that you're doing something in Thailand like Thai massage, Thai Muay Thai course, I think that's going to be an instant win. As in, lots of tourism will come now simply because of that from the digital nomad. Like, would you like to see the government do something similar for Indonesia, or are you more of the fact that you don't want digital nomads, you'd want everyone else to come?
I think in tourism part we need to, for example, for visa. Now it's only 30 days visa. I love to see if government can change to be 60 days visas. So therefore people will stay longer, no? And then the accessibility as well, like digital things. Now in our many of the company use it like a digital marketing, for example. Therefore, make the tourists is easy to come into the place, no? Yeah. Because now people start to online, like everything is in your phone. You booking the hotel, you go to so many booking channels, which is before they use like offline travel agent. You meet people, talk to people, make some agreement. But now, like in our businesses, 85% is online travel agent, which just make us it's much more easier. So I think now the trend of the businesses, the trend of the tourism is more to digital. Yeah.
Thank you for the question. So we have another one. Yes.
Yeah, I'm curious about. I was in what is called. I've been working in Jakarta for more than 10 years, and if I come up with an idea, if I arrange my friend to go to Lombok, which is I don't know. Can you tell me more about the accessibility from Jakarta to Lombok and to Lombok to Gili Islands? Yeah, and I heard some bad stories that some local, it's not. They stealing something. It is different character with the Balinese people. Balinese is more pure, more genuinely help, but in some part of Lombok is we be very careful about this challenge. And what did you suggest if I manage a group like 5-10 people? What you suggest to spend there ideally like 2 or 3 days, and what the attraction and what the view that you can explore in Gili Meno? This is the first question. And the second question, do you in the Lombok Island, is there any discriminate with me? I'm as local, I'm Indonesian. If I come with the bule, with the Western, is there any kind of like hassle? Which is I'm frequently what it's called have to face in Java.
Discrimination
that I'm with bule blah blah blah, and then it's like a price getting high for everything, so we cannot export, we cannot even enjoy the holiday. Can you explain more about that? Thank you very much.
Great.
Sorry,
questions.
my English.
No, your English is fine, my darling.
Thank you for the question. Number one, the access from Jakarta. So to go to Lombok and Gili is a few different ways to go. From Jakarta, you can fly from Jakarta to Lombok, 2 hours flight. And from the airport to the harbor is like 1 hour, 1.5 hours maximum. And from the harbor to Gili is like 10 minutes. Or you even fly from Jakarta to Bali and take a fast boat from Sanur or from Padang Bay to Gili. It's about 2.5 hours, maximum 3 hours. It depends on the weather, no? If rough season, then it take a little bit longer. And Gili Meno, we have 22 villas for now. If you're talking about 10 to 20 people, is the perfect place to come. It's a private, each villa have a private swimming pool, and the place is, it's away very far from other property, far from the community, and right on the beach. So I think for the small group is a perfect. Talking about Lombok is a long time. I hear like when I 10 or 5 years ago, it's still like stealing, and why people do that, or why local people do that, because they don't have enough job. But now with the opening of tourism, a new international airport, many job opportunity open, then it's rare to hear it. I remember last time when I was working at Novotel Lombok, it's happened because like south part of Lombok is quite, people said dangerous, but now it's safe. It's maybe happened, but it's more in their village, like maybe in East Lombok or in North Lombok, but it's happened in the village itself, but not like in tourism area or in the city or in the town. In terms of discrimination, no, it's many, I will not say many, but some local Lombok women also married with like expat or people from outside. So, and I'm living in Senggigi, which is my neighbor is many expat who married with local people. So it's no problem at all. And I can guarantee that it's no more discrimination.
So the activities over 5 days, what would you suggest?
Oh, for Gili Meno, number one, you can go snorkeling. But snorkeling could be any time because just right there. Then dive. There's so many spots that maybe 5 days is not enough. You have to stay longer because so many spots. And then horse riding, I just explained earlier, around the island. And then trekking, cycling. You know, there's a lake on the island itself. You just walk like 10 or 15 minutes walk from the resort, from our villas. Gym, or just doing nothing for 5 days. Or do yoga, because we also do some yoga on the island as well. I mean, what you normally do in the other tourism area or even in Bali, we can accommodate to do it in Gili Meno as well.
You know, really good questions, and what I really appreciate about you is your honesty, and like, 'cause you know, but like, I heard the same things, yeah. But the thing is that most people don't really bring it up because maybe it makes people feel uncomfortable, or they just feel that they don't want to be that person to bring that thing up. But it's there, right? And the fact that he brought it up and he answered it very well, you know, and that also answers the question that I had but didn't ask, right? So thank you. And that's what I actually love about this environment, whether it's 15 people or 150 people, it's you get a direct interaction with you here. And there's like without getting too woo-woo on you, there's a collective thing that happens when you get these people together. And so one person asking one question is what other person is thinking about asking but may not ask. So this is the advantage and the power of having everyone here and having them talk. And as I mentioned before, it's some of you here will be attracted to someone over here and vice versa because of what they said, how they said it, and perhaps there's something that you want to know more. Maybe it's Dia, what she's doing with the insurance and da-da-da-da-da. Maybe it's you with the retreats. Maybe it's you with your quantum health, right? So again, there's a bunch of things that happen here. I mean, this man was working with Virgin, right? Travel and tourism. So again, there's lots of different people here, and it's great that we have a chance to kind of connect in a way that we do that's very organic, very natural, and there's no judgment here, and we have fun too. So it's not all just serious.
I think the best way to do it, you experience, come to Lombok, let me know, you know, then you can share your word to others which is still curious to ask this question. That Lombok is not like what people thought.
Love it.
Just come anytime, let us know.
I feel compelled to say it. Frankie's special discount. I'm sorry, all right? If you haven't got Frankie's card, shame on you, right? Because you're not going to get Frankie's special discount. No, I won't say it again. You know I will. You know I will. So, all right. So, if there's any more questions, we're beginning now to get to the wrap-up stage. So soon we're going to be drawing. We'll probably do it off camera. The drawing of these five. I would tell everybody it's one. It's like it's five, Rob. I'm like, damn it, there's five. So it looks like most people are going to walk out with something, which is good. So we'll do that prize draw. Just remember that next week. By the way, Frankie, it'll take me another 2 minutes of talking, and if there's, we're back to you. So if there's anything that you'd like to say, that you'd like to discuss, maybe reiterate, or something that you think, you know what, I think that's very important about ORA or Gili Meno or whatever it is, you're going to have time to do that. So the next couple of minutes, I'm going to talk about something. You just think about it. So now next week's show, somebody asked me. So met a wonderful lady recently called Kania, who is so she holds a position in the Green School Foundation. So this Green School Foundation, I went to an event maybe 6 weeks ago or so, and amazing. So what Green School Foundation are doing, you knew I was going to mention Tabanan again, didn't you? They're like, why Tabanan? In a minute, I'll tell you why. But basically, they are funding a new wave of farming in Tabanan, but empowering the locals. Because again, there's Subak, for example, is a way, again, I don't know very much about it, but the little I've studied, it goes so deep. Right? So deep. Now, what you also have on the other side is smart farming, right? Which is, again, farming done in a different way, empowered by technology. So what Green School Foundation are also doing is that they're helping to empower the grassroots into this new form of farming, right? So which brings me on to Tabanan. So we set up a Tabanan community about 3-4 months ago. I've been working with one of the kings there and the local government for about 5 years. It was the first place that I fell in love with. And so we're bringing together, there's about 300 or more people in this group. It's stakeholders, it's investors, it's locals, it's foreigners, it's local government, it's some royalty there as well, some Balinese royal families. But the whole point is to bring people together. We meet up once a month. This one is going to be in I get the word there, Ulaman Resort, Ulaman. And so we come together and we discuss face to face, a bit like we're doing now, what we're doing, what's coming out, how can we support Tabanan to, if it's going to be developing in a way that's responsible. Not that I have any say in that, because I don't. But what I'm able to do through the connections, contacts that I have, is to bring the right people around the table to have that conversation. So we work with Bali Tourism Promotion. As I mentioned, we work with the tourism minister or the former tourism minister of Indonesia. But also we're in talks with the head of Bali Tourism Board, a man called Gus Agung. If you're watching Gus, we'll be in touch soon, Pat. Wonderful man. So again, there's some really exciting things going on, because this show, 10 different market sectors within Indonesia and Bali. So that's who we deal with. So we're in a really good position to see what's happening and who to connect to have important conversations. So that's a big part of what we do outside of what we're doing now, right? So just, by the way, thank you for being part of that. As I mentioned before, please, if you're here, make sure you filled out the form so you can be in this draw for these wonderful prizes. Make sure you've joined the SpeakuP Monday community to be ahead of what's happening next week. I told you we're talking to Kania about the work of the Green School Foundation, which is amazing. Thank you to you for coming tonight. And like I said, I hope you get value from speaking to other people, as well as getting Frankie's card for Frankie's special deals. You got it! Frankie special deals, right? So make sure you do get his card, please. And thank you to Tropical Nomad, Guzman, Hadis, and all the new crew. Kalia, thank you so much, darling, for doing this. I appreciate you very much indeed. Look forward to seeing more of you. This is episode number 444, and I love the significance of that and the fact you brought it up, because I was going to, but I'm glad you did. And then Frankie, brother, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Always had a great vibe from you. Now it's even deeper. Thank you so much, and for sharing yourself with everybody here and those who are going to be watching online. So now I give the microphone back to you to kind of see us off, and anything you like to either bring up, reiterate, or make people aware of. Now's your time.
Okay, thank you so much. It's pleasure and happy to be here, and I hope we can continue to build up this network, and we can collaborate. I get some card already, and then looking forward to visit our place, via Ceningan, Cliff Club, and ORA Villas Gili Meno, and we will make you feel at home. We will make you like a family, as I mentioned earlier. So again, thank you so much. That's it.
Everybody, please, a round of applause. Thank you, Frankie. Thank you.